9:31 is the time. While you are setting up goals for yourself this New Year's, if you are in a relationship, consider setting a couple of goals there as well. Our next guest, Julie and David Bullitt, 35 years into their marriage. They got some tips and some realistic goals for you and your partner. Good morning to you. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. You're still together. That's a good thing. That's a good start.
Yeah. We're still here.
We're 35 and a half now.
35 and a half. And you survived COVID. You know, I know COVID, challenged some people.
Yes, it has.
No question.
It definitely has.
Talk to a lot of people from their closets, I think.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about this, setting goals. First of all, should couples set goals, and tell us why that's so important?
Absolutely. Just like you set goals for yourself in, self-care and individual things, it's great to set goals as couples because it sets an intention for working towards something. So it's really, really important. And David and I actually set goals every year on our anniversary, which is in August, but we work with a lot of couples that also set goals, in the new year. And it's a great time to look at your relationship and look at what you need to improve.
Yeah, what we tried to do is when it was Julie's idea, because I wouldn't have thought about it, but 6 or 7 years ago, come up with different sets of goals. And I know Wisdom, I know you work out, I see pictures of you at the gym and so forth, and come January 2nd, that gym's going to be jammed, COVID or with people in masks, but by the middle of February, we're back to where it was before. So you try to, I think it's important to have goals that that you can achieve if you work to get them, and then goals that it might be a little bit more difficult, the ones that are more aspirational. So we try to separate those. The aspirational ones might last a few years, but the achievable ones we try to tick off.
All right.
Yeah, and making your goals achievable is really, really important. Just like somebody that hasn't worked out before, when they work with me and they say they want to work out every day, I always kind of pull them back and I say, okay, well, what would be something that may be more, achievable? So maybe 2 or 3 times a week to start. So doing something that you can actually follow through on.
Okay, real quick question. So when you're dealing with your partner, are you talking to your partner about these goals? Are you trying to check and see what their interests are, what's their strong point, what they like, what they don't like, or do you just say, okay, let's try this just straight out of the gate. Let's just try this.
Go ahead. I think you got to communicate about. I mean, this is not individual goals, right? So what I might be interested in, she might not be. We've got to try to find that middle ground of something that we both want to achieve, or find some compromise on an issue that we might be, have a different position around, that sort of thing. So I think you got to communicate, and then you have to consistently discuss those issues. Make sure during the course of the year, are we working toward? Are we getting there? And right?
Yeah. So we have in the work that we do with couples, we talk about the 3 C's, which is communication, connection, and consistency. So if you check in with your relationship and your partner and ask those 3 questions, are we communicating effectively? Are we connecting effectively, regularly, and are we consistent? And I always tell people that your relationship is not like an elf on the shelf. It can't just be brought out when you're ready to work on it. So the consistency piece is really important.
It's the same thing with with goals. I mean, we all have our own individual goals, what they might be during the course of the year, and oftentimes we forget about them. The beauty of doing this as a couple is you get somebody on your back. You got somebody in the gym spotting you, waiting for you to show up at 5:30 in the morning. If you're not there, they're disappointed and they let you know. And it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, the power of 2 really, in a relationship is great with goal setting, because I can ask David, hey, are you thinking about what we're going to do on our date night this weekend? Because we talked about.
Of course I am.
Yes.
Of course you are, David.
But we talk about, the date nights or date days or date hour, or whatever it is. And consistently doing that is one of our goals. And if he hasn't planned something, then I can bug him to do that, or vice versa. So it's really great to have each other. But I do think that people should write them down. Goals are, when you put them down on paper or even on your phone or someplace, or even on the bathroom mirror, it helps you just remember what the intentions are and what you're working towards.
All right. Well, Julie and David, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm so glad to see you. Like I said, it's been a while. So thank you for joining us this morning with some very good advice. You guys got 35 years worth of skin in the game. That's amazing.
35 and a half.
Yes.
Happy